So you've been making American buttercream for a while and you are now ready to level up a little bit and start making Swiss meringue buttercream. If that's you, then you are definitely in the right place, because not only am I going to show you how I make Swiss meringue buttercream, I'm going to show you how to make light brown sugar Swiss meringue buttercream. I'm Zaza and I am a French patisserie chef and cake designer, and I am taking you with me behind the scenes of how I like to create my cake with a bit of a patisserie twist. So if you are into patisserie and cake design, make sure to hit the subscribe button because there are more videos like this coming up. For now, I'm going to take you with me onto a little journey with showing you my favorite cake fillings. We're going to start with the Swiss meringue buttercream. I'm also going to show you my go-to chocolate buttercream, as well as how to make lemon curd and how to make caramel. So make sure to follow along for the cake filling journey. Alright, so for this little series, I'm going to be using my brand new Kenwood Cooking Chef XL. And the particularity of this kitchen mixer is that it has an induction at the bottom, which is very handy actually, as it turns out, when you are making Swiss meringue buttercream. The basic principle of Swiss meringue buttercream is that we are going to melt and to heat together our sugar inside of our egg whites. All right, the idea is that by melting the sugar with our egg whites and heating it up, we are going to create a syrup. And this is the syrup that we are then going to whisk with our whisk attachment. All right, so I have my whisk here and I'm simply going to put my egg whites straight away into my kitchen mixer. If you do not have an induction, you can use a double boiler. So take a saucepan, water at the bottom, and then you place your bowl with your sugar and your egg whites on top of it. What's really important is that you stir it constantly, okay? So if you are doing this with a double boiler, make sure to constantly stir your egg whites with your sugar, because what you do not want to happen is you do not want to cook, literally cook your egg whites. So if you just leave it there and come back, you will have scrambled egg white. So you do not want that. Because the induction is at the bottom and I already have my whisk inside, I do not have to worry about constantly stirring. I'm just going to set it and then go. So typically when you're making like a classic Swiss meringue buttercream, what you want is to heat it to around 50 degrees. But because we're using light brown sugar, and the grains of the sugar are slightly thicker, we want to heat it a little bit higher. So I usually aim between 65 and 70 degrees. So as you can see here, I'm setting the temperature all the way to 65 degrees. And then I'm going to put it on minimum. Let's get started. All right. So as our egg whites are gently heating up whilst being stirred with our sugar, I am going to just sit here and chill. It's nice, isn't it? Now actually I'm going to do a little bit of cleaning up, and I'll come back when the egg whites are ready. See you then, bye! So our meringue has now reached 65 degrees, and one important thing that you can do as well, if you don't have a thermometer, is you can feel, obviously with clean hands, feel how warm the egg sugar mix is. And especially the important thing is to make sure, grab a little bit between your fingers and rub it between your fingers and make sure there is no like sugar crystal left. So everything is completely dissolved, completely smooth, and then you're ready to go. Okay, so I'm now going to put this on high speed and we're just going to make our meringue. Let's go. Let's have a look. Beautiful. So I think it needs to be said that from all of the kitchen mixers I've worked with, Kenwood definitely makes the best meringues, like by far. And that was even before the Cooking Chef XL. Like I had two actually old Kenwoods. I had a K-Mix and then I had an older Kenwood that was so ridiculously loud, but nevertheless it did the best meringues, and that is due to the width of their whisks. Their balloon whisks are just the most balloons of all, I mean, in my own experience. So yeah, I'm never disappointed by a Kenwood meringue. And look at the color on that meringue. It's incredible to me that you start with such a dark amber color and then you get this really lovely pale fluffy meringue in the end. So this is ready for the butter, and we're going to do that now. So we are now ready to add our butter to our buttercream. And before we do so, I kind of want to show you what the right consistency looks like. So you often see like peanut butter consistency, or you hear room temperature, and it can all be a little bit confusing. So I like to see my butter going like slightly soft like this. No more than that though. This is quite soft, it's quite warm today, so I've left it out for a couple of hours, and this will do just fine. I am making a video on troubleshooting for Swiss meringue buttercream, because when it comes to Swiss meringue buttercream, it can go three ways. It can go perfectly smooth, it can go completely curdled and a hot mess, or it can go like buttercream soup. So if you ever experience either of these, the soup or the curdly mess, then make sure to check that video. I'll make sure to link it, and you will learn a lot basically. So I'm going to keep this technique around this video quite simple. We're just going to add all of our butter in one go, and what's important here, and as you'll see in that other video, is the temperature. So we've come all the way down to about 35 degrees, and if you didn't know, butter actually melts at 28 degrees. It's called the melting point, literally, of the butter. And the reason why we're adding the butter when the meringue is not under 28 degrees is because we are adding such a big block of butter, of fat inside our meringue, which is basically water based. So if the meringue was too cold, then the butter would just basically seize. So we want it to be slightly warm enough so that it helps with kickstarting the emulsion basically. Which is why about 35 degrees is a good temperature to add our butter. So I am now switching to the paddle attachment. You can leave your whisk attachment, but I just find that it makes for a smoother buttercream switching to the paddle attachment. So we're just going to do that now. And we're going to put it back on mixing. Halfway through, super important, let's give our buttercream a good scrape, because as you see, you always have, like, especially when you're a bit lazy like me and you've just shoved there a whole block of butter without bothering breaking it down, you're gonna have a lot of butter stuck to your paddle, to the top of your bowl, but it's no biggie. We're just going to give it a good scrape all around, and we're going to start again. So our buttercream is silky smooth and ready to go. So if you want to flavor that, obviously you can use the usual vanilla pods, vanilla bean paste, completely up to you. You can also use, for coffee buttercream, my coffee extract, and you will find the recipe for how to make the coffee extract on my YouTube channel. And next up, we're going to be making chocolate buttercream with this as the base. And as you'll see, actually using light brown sugar buttercream as the base for chocolate buttercream is probably the best choice you're ever going to make when it comes to making chocolate buttercream. And I will see you then, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh, so good.